Well, the first day of summer this year is on June 20th, when the sun reaches its maximum elevation, resulting in the longest day of the year. Summer begins. Do you have a favorite season of the year? Our church year began with the great season of Advent. And then at the birth of Jesus, the wonderful season of Christmas began. February 14th, with Ash Wednesday, is when the holy season of Lent began. Then, of course, the sacred Triduum, Holy Thursday, Good Friday, and Holy Saturday. And the great day of resurrection, Sunday of all Sundays, marked the beginning of Easter. And then 50 days, our longest season, concluding with Pentecost. And our past 2 weekends were marked by the Most Holy Trinity and Corpus Christi. So what now? Ordinary time. The color green. And this will span the next 23 Sundays of our church's calendar. So at the beginning, Advent, so it was a season marked by expectation. Christmas, marked by a joy. Lent, marked by a holiness. And Easter, marked by a great triumph. But how about this season, ordinary time? When we hear the word ordinary, what comes to mind? You might think dull or boring, but that is never our story. Our story is not dull or boring. The Christian religion, the life of Jesus Christ, is anything but boring, because it is the greatest story of battle and drama. But today's gospel, we see Jesus came to this earth to fight the battle for heaven, the fight to take us, to take humanity back from the grip of Satan. And that is anything but boring. Vanquishing evil is what Jesus came here to do. But for many, often, the thought of Jesus provokes little to no wonder, not really interest. And how could that be? It's a man, Peter Kraft, who said that we've tragically managed to undo the miracle of Cana. Remember at Cana, Jesus' first miracle, he turned 180 gallons of water into wine. But he says, we Christians have turned that wine back into water. We've somehow managed to turn the only person who never bored anybody into someone boring. Yet Jesus is God. Jesus is all-powerful. Jesus is the most fascinating man to ever walk this earth. He walked on water. He fed 5,000 men with a couple loaves of bread, made the blind see, the deaf hear, the lame walk. 3 times he called the dead back to life. The people who followed Jesus, we hear in the Gospels, prostitutes, tax collectors, and other sinners. They were people who were easily bored, who thought life was all about pleasure, sex, wealth, living for themselves. That was until they met Jesus. When they encountered Jesus, they abandoned their pursuits of pleasure, wealth, selfishness. because they understood a truly rich life had to revolve around him. And as we see in the gospel today, Jesus caused reaction, not indifference, but reaction. People either dropped everything and followed him. We can see, like, his hometown, they claimed he was crazy. Some of the scribes here, they claimed he was possessed. When ultimately others demanded to kill him. But no one ever, yawned or shrugged or said, nothing to see there. In today's readings, we get the basic picture of the story. The first reading, Adam and Eve, and henceforth all of humanity. We have fallen victim. It's a wounded, broken human situation. And we have fallen victim to the serpent, the ruler of the world. Paradise has been lost, this wonderful communion with God. And we're now governed by powers bigger than us: death, sin, Satan. And so without some sort of savior, rescue mission, without one stronger than that strong man, we'd be forever trapped by the power of death. And that's the meaning of that parable. It's a short, sort of strange parable. I must admit, I never really engaged it or understood it. When they're accusing Jesus of being possessed, working by the power of the devil. And then Jesus gives this parable. He says, when a strong man, fully armed, guards his own palace, his goods are in peace. Sort of strange, strong man. Who is this strong man? It's Satan, the enemy of our race. And what's his own palace Jesus talking about? Well, it's the world. He's the ruler of this world. Jesus calls Satan the prince and ruler of this world. And then what are his goods? That would be us, the human race, when we've not been set free. We had sold ourselves into slavery by our rebellion against God since the Garden of Eden. This is the bad news. But Jesus continues the parable. When one stronger than he assails him and overcomes him, he takes away his armor in which he trusted. God overcoming the strong man results in that strong man's possessions, that is us, no longer needing to be bound, but able to walk free. And this is the context and drama of ordinary time. Jesus confronting and overcoming the power of the human race's great enemies: sin, Satan, and death. And so what a beautiful season it is to engage and to watch our Savior accomplish his work.